Hi, Tate here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm continuing on with Lillie from Pokemon Sun and Moon and sharing with you a little bit of the colouring. Sadly, I did not get to record all of it as having Photoshop open and recording at the same time became too much for my computer. You might be wondering why I said Photoshop. Well, because of the canvas being large and having a high resolution, Paint Tool Sci decided to run out of memory, so I couldn't actually do what I wanted to do in the program. So I switched over to Photoshop, which I didn't want to do as I would have much rather complete the piece in Sci because I'm more used to the tools in Sci compared to Photoshop for drawing. Although I am really curious what it would have turned out like if I had finished it in Sci. It would have been harder in a sense as well, but easier in a sense. Like, the tools I'm more familiar with, but color changing and stuff, and I don't know, just would have been a little bit trickier. Anyway, as you can see right now, I'm doing the base colors in Sci. So I did my normal thing that I do. I select the outside of the line art, increment it so that it goes bigger by one, and then invert it, and on a layer I fill the fill the inverted space with grey in this case, and then I make a group and add layers in that group to do all the base colors, like all the colors are in that group, and I make that group a clipping group to the base layer so that it doesn't go outside the lines. It still goes outside the lines if it's inside the line art, but it won't go outside the line art. That probably sounds a little bit confusing. But this did actually become an issue when I switched over to Photoshop, which I think is going to happen soon. It's getting close. I know I did the sun, but yeah, it caused an issue because the group wouldn't clip to the layer below. So I had to try and find a solution. I googled to see if it could at all, if I'm just stupid, but I couldn't find anything. So eventually I selected outside the line art and deleted the area within that. I'm pretty sure I cut out most of that from this footage. You can see me struggling just a little bit. Mostly just because it was lots of me googling, and you don't really need to see that. I can just explain what happened, but yep, now I'm in Photoshop. Anyway, once I fixed all this, my Photoshop experience with this piece became a lot better. Usually I do more painterly styled stuff in Photoshop, while this wasn't painterly. It had line art and everything. In the future, I might actually try using Clip Studio Paint. I did a little test chibi, which I've uploaded on Facebook and Instagram. Links are in the description, so go check it out. Which I did enjoy, so there might be some Clip Studio Paint stuff coming up in the future. But yeah. Also, that right here, I've decided to look up a stock image for the clouds because I thought it would look better. I still think it looks better than anything I've done, but I feel like I don't know, it could be better, but I'm happy with it at the same. I changed the background color like a million times though. Also, I do get a stock image for the water, which it looks gorgeous once I add it in. You don't get to see it get added in the video, sadly, but I do have some work in progress pics at the end that I can show you to sort of make up for the footage I couldn't do. But pretty much I'm just making all the shading darker and darker and darker. I have this problem where I don't like going dark with shading, so it takes me ages to layer it up and layer it up. And even to begin with, the final shading on her skin, I was uncomfortable with at first, and I'm like, no Tate, it's fine. I need to make things dark, or it won't look as effective, especially with such a bright light source coming from behind her. She'll be very, very dark, sort of. Here's like my first attempt at the eyes as well. I redid the eyes like 3 times because I just didn't like them. You can't really tell from far away between like the final set of eyes. Like even in the work in progress shots, you only see the last set of coloured eyes right in the final image, not in the actual work in progress shots. Yeah. Oh, you can see I've changed the colour of the sky again here. Now I'm messing around with the sun. I also ended up moving that sun over to the right a bit more because I felt like it, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. It feels better once I moved it over. I did attempt to do a bit of water and I'm just like, no, not happening. So it's getting close to where I look for the stock. But yeah. Anyway, I actually wrote down a lot of what I said before I wrote this video for once. Normally I just sort of do dot points, wing it, but I sort of wrote a bit of a script, which I did stray from a fair bit. But do you think my voiceover was better or worse than normal for the first little bit of this? Comment below. I still actually haven't played much more Pokemon's Moon. Yep, Moon. I almost said Sun, but I have Moon. So still no spoilers of anything that happens with Lillie. I still need to know her story more. And I'm excited to know it. I just get distracted by other things that I could be playing Pokemon, but instead I'm playing MSP or something like that. Oh, with this glow, I think it was very unnoticeable by the end. I think it's too much at this point when I had it. Oh, and that big blob is just a clipping group above the line art to change the line art colours, because I didn't like it being black. So except for the eyes, I didn't mind the eyes being black, but I had to change everything else to make it less harsh, because it just felt way too harsh as black. But I think I'm nearing the end of the actual footage, just messing around with this glow thing more, which, yeah, it's practically gone in the final image. Did I change the background colours again? I think I did, didn't I? I know, I changed it so many times. Here's me trying to make the shading darker again. I had actually so much trouble with getting the skin colours right. The shading, it never looked right. The colours looked wrong. And here I was doing a little bit of that. Line art, we're into the pictures. Line art, you've seen that, go to the other video if you want to see more. Here's the base colours and the background with the base colours. You saw that in the video, so not really much to explain there. Here I've changed the colour of it again, done a little bit of detail in the water, and added a bit more detail to her hair and more shading. Here I just made everything darker, and that's where I added the water texture stock photo in the background. Here I changed the background colour again and shading darker again. Then here I added some strands for highlights and moved the sun over, background change again. Here I just added wingles. I drew the wingles in Paint Tool Psi and copied them in. I drew like 2 different variations, one with its wings slightly up, one slightly down. And the final image, which is just the dress and the hat a little bit darker. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos every Monday.